Hi, I'm Jacinta Coonahan and this is Coast Community News 5 at 5, April 16. Coming up this week, Administrator releases final report. The Terrigal boardwalk finally opens. A palliative care unit also opens. From landing area to airport. A tragic blood clot death, and the Central Coast branch of Disabled Surfers Association will feature in an NRMA article. Let's start with David, who has more on the council.
Yes, JC, in his final report before stepping down, Administrator Dick Person said the Minister for Local Government, Shelley Hancock, should take whatever action is necessary to prevent the return of the suspended councillors. Person also said that his best decision was appointing the new CEO, David Farmer. An anomaly in the report that CCN reporters have followed is the role of Council's Audit and Risk Committee and their failure to identify the issues at hand. We asked the Administrator about that at the press conference.
I don't think the current role of an Audit and Risk Committee is to identify the problems as they were happening. There was a report that came to Council this week that I deferred to allow Mr Farmer to do some more work, but I had already asked to be put into that report some extra words into their charter to pick up the point you're making, to give a greater focus and more accountability there.
Yes, well, keep in mind we published the Administrator's full media conference about the report online and on our socials. Now, the Terrigal boardwalk is finally open and the New South Wales Premier was there on Wednesday to cut the ribbon with the help of Parliamentary Secretary for the Central Coast, Adam Crouch, and two enthusiastic young students from Terrigal School. Hundreds of locals joined in the first official walk with the Premier. Not all have welcomed the money used to build the walkway or the way Council is obliged to pay for half the project, despite their financial situation, though it is undoubtedly now a remarkable feature of Terrigal that is proving popular already.
2, 1, yeah!
I look forward to seeing more things delivered in the Central Coast. The coast is a wonderful part of New South Wales. Thank you to all of you for supporting us during some very challenging times. And I really deeply appreciate all you do for the local community and all you do to support one another.
Now, the Premier was here to open something else as well. Back to you, JC.
Yes, thanks, David. The coast's first dedicated inpatient palliative care unit has officially opened at Gosford Hospital. The initiative, instigated by community group Elsie's Retreat and supported by local Lions Club, is a 10-bed facility that also includes homely sofa beds, 2 family rooms, a lounge area, a kitchen and an outdoor area. The New South Wales Premier and Adam Crouch were there for the opening.
And without this community and the wonderful members of Parliament throughout all those years, just pushing us and keeping us going, without Margaret Pearce, Peter Hurley and Judy Maudsley, they never let me down. Every time I was down and we didn't think it was going to happen, they just kept pushing me.
And now let's move on to Hayley, who has some more stories from the week.
Thanks, JC. A woman from the Central Coast has tragically passed away on Wednesday after developing blood clots. Her death is being investigated following concerns of a potential link with the COVID-19 vaccine. Preliminary tests were conducted and as of lunchtime today, no evidence has been found with any vaccine link. It is understood the 48-year-old woman was diabetic and had other underlying health issues. Our thoughts are with her family and friends at this very difficult time. And the Administrator has rescinded the elected councillor's decision to rename the Warnervale Airport to a landing area, leaving the title as an airport. The Administrator also approved to develop a master plan at the cost of several $1 million for the Central Coast Airport and start negotiations with the aviation industry to better utilise the land around the airport. Now let's go to Maisie, who is outside the stadium to give us an update on the Mariners.
Hi, I'm Maisie. I'm just here outside Central Coast Stadium reporting on the news the Sydney Morning Herald published on Tuesday that international footballing giants Manchester United were in talks with the Mariners in order to purchase the club in a move that would relocate the club to Sydney. According to the Herald, the club has held lengthy discussions with Mariners owner Mike Charlesworth in a bid to turn the Gosford-based team into a sister club of the Red Devils. We reached out to both clubs to help get to the bottom of the story, with the Mariners CEO Sean Millicamp describing the reports as just noise. Manchester United also officially denied the reports. But with the Mariners still searching for an owner, and the Glazer-owned side already having a connection with the club through assistant coach Mike Phelan, there could be a possibility there. Whatever happens, it'll be interesting to see what comes of the Herald's report. Is it all just media hype, or is there something more substantial behind these claims? In the meantime, the Mariners squad is staying focused in their preparation for tomorrow's game against Western United, kick-off 5:05 p.m. Now let's go back to Hawke for more sports news.
With the winter sports season kicking off last weekend, there's plenty now going on all around the coast. Notably, Breakers Indoor Sports Stadium hosted the season launch for the Central Coast Crusaders. A win in the youth women began Saturday, followed by 3 losses for the men's, women's, and then on Sunday, the youth men's. Nonetheless, there was great promise in the home teams, who look forward to hitting back hard this weekend against the North Bears. On Wednesday night, Central Coast Football's Mate Association Cup semi-finals went ahead with 2 back-to-back matches at Pluim Park. In Game 1, Southern and Edelon's early 1-goal lead lasted barely 10 minutes before Terrigal United equalised and then went on to post 2 more goals going into half-time. End score 3-1. Afterwards, Killarney District faced Gosford City in a match that took the whole first half to open up, the opening goal coming for Killarney just before the break. 2 more in the second half solidified Killarney's lead. Now, 2 grand finals are ready to go ahead on Sunday, April 25. In the men's, a grand final repeat between Terrigal and Killarney. In the women's, between Gosford City and East Gosford Rams. And now to Harry with the weather.
Thanks, Hawken. Let's have a look at the rainy weather across the coast this weekend. Saturday will be cloudy with a maximum of 19 and a high 80% chance of rain most likely in the late morning and afternoon. Winds will be southeasterly, 15 to 20 kilometres an hour, becoming light before dawn. Saturday's surf conditions may be more powerful than they appear and are expected to be hazardous for coastal activities such as rock fishing and swimming. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a maximum of 21 and a possible 40% chance of showers, most likely in the morning. Light winds are also expected on Sunday. The week ahead looks to be a nice one with nice sunny days and mid-20 temps expected. Back to you, JC.
Thanks, Harry. All of these stories and thousands more are available on our website, but also remember to pick up a copy of this week's Coast Community News, Coast Community Chronicle, and the Pelican Post. Subscribe to all of our socials for updates during the week. And before we go, we have a good news story to end the program. The Central Coast branch of the Disabled Surfers Association is being featured in an upcoming edition of the NRMA's Story of Help, shining a light on the organisation and how they help the community. We sat down with founder Gary Blaschke for a chat. We hope you enjoyed. See you next week.
Well, it came out of left field. We knew nothing about it until probably a month or so ago, and we were told that they were basically looking at me as one of those so-called heroes, and they said, can we get some shots of you with disabled people in the ocean? And I said, well, I can't do that. I wrote the rules and we have a minimum of 6 to 1. So it has to be our team working together or I'm not interested in it. And they went back to NRMA and they came back saying, yes, they do it that way. So that's ended up at Toowoomba Bay last Saturday, and we did the film shoot. But it was good that not only your story, but I think their story is focused on the organisation more so than myself.